Hey everyone, welcome back to Open Talks, our newly developed podcast series presented to you by TRU Open Learning. Today, Gail Morong will be taking us deeper into course development as an important part of the open movement, while sharing what open design and open educational resources could mean for the quality of future learning. Gail is a Senior Instructional Designer for TRU OL and has been an integral part of the OERu team from fairly early on. On the front lines of open course design and development, Gail shares her knowledge, experience, and passion for developing credible, high-quality courses which could impact the way students around the world receive an education.
Well, I'm an instructional designer at Open Learning, so my first involvement with OERu was in that role as an instructional designer. I got involved with making the first prototype, one of the first, a prototype for OERu. And that course was Art 100, which is an intro course to art appreciation and techniques. And at that point, we were experimenting with using an open course and adapting it. So we didn't start from scratch. We used a Sailor course that was available. And then my job was to try and adapt those materials to make a new course for OERu. I suppose you know that each university that's part of the consortium, each university has promised to give 2 courses so to the whole consortium. So I made that Art 100, that's one of our contributions. And then later on, I made another course called Psych 2111, which is an intro to research methods in psychology. So I've mainly been involved as an instructional designer, experimenting with open design and use of OER. But in addition, I'm involved in many of the subcommittees, the working groups that's helping with the bigger project of making OERu a success. So some of the committees I'm on, some of the working groups, I am on a group called Marketing, Communication, and Partner Engagement. I help to make a manual to teach other interested partners about designing courses and getting involved with OER. Right now, I'm on another subgroup called MVP. It's Minimum Viable Product Working Group. So we're just trying to make enough courses so that we can offer a degree, a general studies degree that people all over the world can take basically for free. Only later if they want credentials, they will have to pay something small to take their final credentials. And I've been involved in that kind of work to do with accreditation, credentialing. I've presented at conferences and so on about those topics. So I would say I've been quite involved in OERu from the very beginning. So I'm really proud of those 2 courses that we've offered, especially because we were like leaders in the whole project. They were 2 of the very first courses, and many other institutions that joined later have looked to me for help. They said, "You've done this before, can you help?" And even that creation of a guide, we've put together a manual. So my work in that I'm proud of because it means now that all that I've learned, I've shared. So that's part of the open process, sharing with others, not keeping information to yourself. So I have been part of all that. And now, as we work on trying to get that first degree, I think that's going to be awesome. Awesome. Actually, Open Learning, we were one of the first institutions to get a student here to receive formal credits for an OERu course. We were one of the first institutions to experiment, and we know it can be done. That student took an online course and then got TRU credit for it. So I'm just proud that I'm at the leading edge, I would say. I'm one of the early adopters and experimenting and trying to solve the problem. We have little things still to work out, but I think we've pretty much figured out that this can be done. We can give education for free to disadvantaged learners all around the world. So that's something to be proud of. When we make OERu courses, we are aiming for 100% open, meaning that people can take our courses and adapt them. Everything we want to use in our courses will be open textbooks, open resources. Like at Open Learning, we do try to use open textbooks and so on, but sometimes it's a mix and match. With the OERu project, we're really going for using OER material, but the way that we're working, everything we do is out in the open. If you go to the OERu web pages, all our meetings are out there in the open. We ask for feedback from people all around the world. So can you imagine the quality that will come to our courses? Like once it's made, we say, anybody, anywhere in the world, we welcome your feedback. So it's an open practice model, a way of saying to people, why don't we work collaboratively? And then we can actually do better course development than working by ourselves. So hopefully, it's not just the product, it's even the process that we hope will spread and people will embrace it. And in the end, it's going to be best for students. Currently, our main task is we're trying to redesign our website. We're doing a lot of work on the marketing. We think we have a very good product here, but now we need the world to know about OERu. So I'm on a team that's working on marketing. We're trying to make some elevator pitch type videos, and that's important work. Even at TRU, I think some people know about OERu and our involvement, but I don't think everyone knows. So that's one of the main things we have to do now. Get the word out and try to encourage others to help us and come on board and be part of this exciting project. So the most important thing about this OERu, I would call it the open movement. It's bigger than us. It's for instructional designers, I think it's a new way of working. You hear when you go to conferences terms such as community of practice, community of inquiry. So people in all professions, I think people are realizing that the more we strive for open knowledge, open materials, open practices, even in technology, they talk about open source, software. Why do things have to be very expensive? Why can't we share knowledge with each other? Why can't we have open research, open data? So I think OERu is just taking from all these wonderful ideas and implementing and saying, and it's gone a step, it's trying to say, why can't we be like philanthropic and give education and share education, which really should not be an expensive thing, with people all over the world. And so it's not only for people who financially probably cannot afford to go to a university, but it's just a new way of learning. The internet is there, knowledge is freely available, and we want to package it and put high quality courses that can lead to credentials. So I think it's just an exciting thing, a new day for instructional designers and how we work. And at TRU, we are actually embracing this. We are working instead of working in silos with each other. We are saying, why don't we do more team course development? Why don't we show each other our work and get feedback? So this collaborative way of working, I think, can only benefit us and all our students in the long run.